All right, so there was a red carpet at the O2. We had lasers, fireworks, lights. Of course, we had the cars, drivers, the teams. There was Gordon Ramsay, Machine Gun Kelly. I mean, there was even Bond music and a whole theatrics. It was spectacular. I'm talking F175 Live. Yeah, that's right. I'm your host, Sean Kilburn. This is F1P1 Life. Let's get to it.
So like I said, it was a nice star-studded event, and it was really fun to see everybody kind of hopping out their nice cars. You know, one that stood out to me was Max Verstappen in the red NSX. It was probably like a 2005. Those are just so beautiful. I loved it. And it was just fun seeing everybody chop it up out there. You know, you saw Lewis and Toto and that kind of thing. So that was pretty cool. Then they bring you inside, and I'm not real familiar with the O2, but it was a big arena, and definitely the place that they needed to host this thing because there was so much theatrics to it all. So they start off with this guy, Jack Whitehall, and I don't really know him too much. He must be pretty popular in the UK, but he was funny. He was good at hosting, and he had a lot of jokes, and most of them kind of landed, and it made it a little more lively. It wasn't such a stiff kind of event and, you know, procedural and that kind of thing, and that I really liked. And he started off with making a few jokes, and he talks about Lewis, you know, in the red Ferrari for the first time, and Toto better get ready for it. It was just pretty cool. It was pretty cool. So, you know, then they get underway, and they start off with steak. And, you know, I wasn't really sure what to really, you know, make of this all. And as soon as they get started, it was pretty clear that this was going to be something special. I mean, they had all the drummers out there with these like green neon drumsticks, and it was just, I mean, and the green too. They have the Sauber team and now Steak, soon to be Audi or whatever. You know, it was pretty spectacular, and they showed a couple different you know, angles to it and so forth right away, and you know, they just brought it down on these. They have these huge platforms, just really cool. And I really like the green and black. It's like a matte color. It was really cool. And then Williams, it was very fun to see Carlos out there with Albon. You know, they're taking a selfie with James Vowles, and it's just a lot of fun. And the way they're introducing these cars too, like I said, it's not just every different team had a different take on how they wanted to approach their car being revealed, and that's what I liked. There was different ways that, even though they kept using the same box that would take over most of the like long runway, I'll call it, almost like a pit straight at the end. That's kind of where they had the race, you know, checkered flag at the end of it. It was kind of cool the way they had the car staggered, but you know, it was very unique the way they used the laser lights, the screens that were part of the big box that came over everything, the big screen in the background. I mean, they had the fireworks, and it just kept going up a level. I really like the look of Williams. Nice blue color, just really nice overall. I think they did the livery well. And then you had the Cash App, Visa, I don't even know, whatever else, RB team, and you know, their jumpsuits, you know, their kit, it looked pretty decent. The car I kind of liked because it gave off that kind of golf livery vibe. So you can never hate on that. And they had like a cool kind of commercial leading up to it, you know, promoting Yuki and stuff and all that. And it was just, it was, you could tell that it was going to be a fun night at that point, that everybody really had their own version of what they were going to do for each team. And it was really cool. You know, then they have like some pop performances. Well, it was really a country performance. I think it was what's his name, Kane, you know, was performing, and it was just a great song, something that everybody could kind of vibe to, and it was just really nice. Then you got into the Haas. Now the Haas team, their car has been looking great for a while, and this one is no different. I really loved it, and this is celebrating 10 years for them, so that's really cool, really cool. And to be honest, one thing I was surprised, I was really to see Albon, to see Ocon in the Haas uniform. It got me a little hyped for him again because while he may not be my absolute favorite driver, he definitely is somebody that mixes it up a lot. So I expect to see some mixing up at Haas and just seeing what it delivers. And then same thing with Bierman. He obviously performed well in the Ferrari for his first time. So to see what he can do now, it's just going to be interesting. Alpine had a huge DJ event. Kind of lasted a little longer than I thought it needed to be, but that was fine. It was definitely, it was still a good performance, and they kind of like rolled out their car. I'm not a big fan of the pink and blue as much. Maybe the pink and black works a little bit better for me. So I didn't really care about the car too much, but it was cool to see them roll out. Now the next one was the big one, the whole Bond reveal, and I love that Aston Martin just presses. They just push right into it. They accept where they're at with the whole Bond, lineage, basically, and it's a great thing to be a part of. So, but to add it into it was just really cool. It was really cool. I mean, they even had like, agent whatever, they had Alonso and Lance Stroll's numbers that they're like kitting up in the boats, and then they come out in the suits with the helmets on. I mean, it was just really cool stuff. And that's Alonso. The thing I'll have to say, Lance Stroll, I mean, he's just really boring. I mean, when they ask him about the car, I mean, his dad owns the company. He's like, yeah, it looks pretty good. Can't wait to go racing. That was almost verbatim. Not don't quote me, but it was pretty close. And then, of course, Alonso knows how to play into the crowd and that kind of stuff. And he was like, well, we have the most incredible car, and so I hope everybody's enjoying now that they saw the best car of the night, and enjoy the rest of the show. Like, he plays into it. Stroll did it, and that was just. It was just, yeah, I don't know. Stroll's not really a great driver, and then you just don't even play up to your own dad's team and company. It's just crazy. But Alonso made it a lot of fun, and Aston Martin had a really great reveal. That's for sure. And the car looked amazing. I need to add that as well. The Aston Martin has been looking great forever, and it still did. It looked excellent. Then you moved on to Mercedes. The Mercedes, I'll have to say, they had this, a few of the race teams kind of showed their lineage in racing before, as they roll out the car. And that is cool. I really love it. I love being able to go back and showing everything that, some of these race teams have been doing. Then they roll out the car, and then they do like a kind of fake impromptu pit stop, which it looked cool. It was different. Something like that hadn't been done on the stage yet. But then one of the front right tires, they were slow to get it off and then slow to get it on. And I'm just like, oh, don't let that be an analogy for how this season is going to go for them. Because, I got a video that I'm probably going to release soon on Mercedes. And I don't know. Is that telling? We'll see. But, the car looked pretty good overall. Not really changed that much. Another silver arrow. I think they could have done a little bit more with the release. But it was cool to see Kimi and Russell, and I think they're hyped for it. And we'll see what Mercedes can do. But it was a decent reveal. Oh man, it just keeps going, and it does keep getting better and better. From there, you have the Red Bull, and they had an awesome commercial. Basically, like a bunch of people that were into motorsports, were like in racing and in cars, were like getting up all around London and following the Red Bull car, and then it finally, a Red Bull truck, and then finally they released the Red Bull car into the stadium, and all the people that have been following the truck were there and hyped up and stuff, and they have Liam and Verstappen. Really cool. I think Red Bull did a good job, and of course Red Bull's just big into all types of action sports, motorsports, so it's very easy for them to just play on a lot of that, and they should. I mean, it's really great stuff. A lot of the stuff that comes over my Facebook feed all the time is some crazy Red Bull BMX biker or wakeboarder or whatever else. Then you got the Ferrari event, and of course this Jake Whitehall, yeah, whatever. You know, he has like the black coat on, kind of like Lewis Hamilton did in front of the F40, so that was pretty cool. And he does like a quick pit stop change in his outfit. But same thing, Ferrari, you know, shows over some of their lineage. You know, they pay homage and respect to Enzo Ferrari. And then, you know, they show a lot of the Ferraris over the years, some of the great drivers, and then they release their car. Now, I think the car looks great. The whole HP thing, it's not bad, but the white is just jarring from the red that's on there, to just be honest. I mean, it's on the wing, it's on the front wing. The huge stripe in the middle doesn't look too bad to me, but I think as much as they want to play up HP, they should do a little something better with that. Now, it was great to see Hamilton and Charles, and Hamilton got a huge ovation, and you know, it's just great to see. We'll see what they do. But their kit, what they're wearing looked pretty cool too. I think that looks a little bit better. The car, again, livery standpoint, could probably use a little bit of work. But the Ferrari looks good overall. And then you get to the world champs, McLaren, and the same thing. They have an awesome rundown of all their lineage, kind of 3D animated at first, and then involved with some actual footage. But what I like is they showed and rolled out every McLaren that had won championships from the beginning onward. And then, of course, they do a big reveal, and then they show off the car. And the car looks good. Another papaya. You know, I like the kind of silverish, kind of black that's on the top piece. I don't know how much of that will show as much from the side shots, but it was very nice. The MasterCard kind of logos on the front. Hopefully they do a little bit more with the front. I don't think it looks too bad, but it's just black as far as the wing's concerned. But I think maybe they did some of that to kind of hide some of the changes that they'll be making and so forth. So we'll see. And it was great to see Lando, and he did not hide the fact that he thinks as long as the car is on top of where it should be out of the gates, that this year is his. So I really hope that that's true. And then from there, you know, they had a huge performance again, and then they released all the cars onto the stage. And like I said, they kind of had it staggered like it was already set for a race. All the drivers up there. This was what it needed to be. It lived up to all expectations. F175 launch for the season 2025 was amazing. That's my overall thoughts. Could there have been a team that did a little bit better here and there? Yes, I'm sure. And that will be all critiques to be used for next year. But as far as we're concerned, this was a success. And I'm glad that it was. I'm glad that it wasn't just some kind of extra curricular activity that they just kind of threw together. There was so much effort put into this, and it was an event to see. Even if you're not an F1 fan, to just watch this probably got you a little bit hyped for what's going on. So I just can't believe that this was the launch. It was amazing. That's what F175 people, just go watch it. After you watch this, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button as well.
So there you have it. That's my take on the F175 Live. As always, leave your comments in the comment section down below. I'm interested to see what you think. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and that like button, as well as the notification bell. Helps me bring more videos like this to all of you, and I plan to bring a lot more videos like this to all of you as the 2025 season gets underway, and I think it's officially underway. This is Sean Kilburn. This is F1P1 Life. I will see you next time.